Welcome to One Set Feeling with Shanky's Clips, where we show you smaller clips of our larger episodes. So keep watching and keep learning. So I want you to just go back to that year again when everything happened. We want to understand from you because you are someone who knows about love, who I would say you know about love, you know about heartbreaks because you have gone through something like that. Now, all of us here listening to you would want to know how did you feel at that moment when you were there, when things happened. So, I just want to know what were the first feelings that came out of you.
Um, People mistook the word heartbreak to breakup back then. People who didn't know. When I said I'm having a heartbreak, they felt, oh, you will find somebody else, or she will come back. Are you writing to your ex? They didn't know what has happened. People were confusing it to be breakup. People who didn't know. Oh, so when I say when people got to know about my book, they didn't know the story, but they got to know about this book, and they felt, oh, this is a love story with a sad ending. Oh, okay, breakup ho gaya. I wanted to tell them that this is not breakup. She will not never come back. There is no scope of having a patch up. She's not my ex who is living. She's gone. Uh, at 26, fortunately, unfortunately, that was the first death I had come across.
You've experienced.
And I never knew that it would be the death of my beloved. And especially when you grow up, when you have this vision that you want to fall in love one day. I was always that boy who wanted to fall in love in school and got to know school में तो uniform पहनते हैं वहाँ पे नहीं प्यार होता because back then in 80s and 90s the movies that we used to see we used to experience that oh love happens in college time so I waited to go to college that uniform नहीं पहनेंगे फिर प्यार हो जाएगा and then I landed up in an engineering college where there were 80 boys and 10 girls.
Oh my
Odds
God.
were against me. यहाँ पे भी कुछ नहीं होगा. And then I felt like okay, the economical condition at my family isn't that great. I need to focus on my studies, make a living. All of that happened, and then you find this girl who you truly fall in love with. It just changed, and because it wasn't a disease, it was like she's there today and she was gone tomorrow. It happened, so soon. You're never prepared. And I'll tell you, no matter how much we read about grief or heartbreak of any sort, be it breakup or otherwise, grief is a very personal experience. You cannot tell somebody to behave a certain way to come out of this. Because no matter what I tell this person, he or she is at a whole different tangent in that moment. तो मैं जो भी उसको बोल रहा हूँ तुम्हें ये करना चाहिए वो करना चाहिए at times we fail to process where exactly he or she is.
Yes, exactly.
And it's extremely difficult. I have experienced grief to be a very personal experience. In that moment, you find your peace, you find your calm. All somebody can help you with is that these are the tools. You may do this, you may do that. Maybe you are not able to see, so let me just show you that this
These are
exists
the
in case you want to. So feel free to go ahead. It becomes extremely difficult to hold yourself back from any sort of substance abuse for that matter. There is so much good that because you are in a very vulnerable state at that point in time. I remember, no matter how logical I am, there were days I would wait for hint. So between those 9th February and 22nd February, if somebody would have told me that go out on the street and start eating pebbles and this will save your girlfriend, I would have done that. No matter how logical I am, in that moment, I give a damn. That thinking nerve has gone numb. The brain shuts. So you want to do anything. I understand, even though I will never do this, but I understand what it would take somebody to start believing in something which is so wrong.
So wrong.
So you give up on the doctor and you go to a tantric.
Tantric.
What goes in that person's mind? And what do we start believing? I have experienced atheist recalling Hanuman Chalisa in that moment. Because it's very easy to say, oh, I don't believe in God. But when everybody, raises their
Haath
hands
hata dete
up,
hain.
we can't do. Who do you go to?
There's
It
only one.
happens. And you will experience this. No matter how much you do not believe in God, but up above in the sky, when you are in that aircraft and it goes into turbulence, you will say God.
Exactly.
It is that kind of moment on ground when somebody is dying. You want to believe in so many things. I experienced that at a whole different level. I mean, I was willing to bargain that death with somebody else's death closer to me. I had gone to that stage in my mind that, oh, you know what? Don't take her. Take somebody else from my life who's close to me. I was in that stage. I was trying to bargain. Now I feel ashamed of myself that when I was 26, I said this.
Said this.
You know, if I have to sacrifice, take somebody else, not her. Because this is something I have waited for so long. I feel bad when I'm saying this. But you wanted to know what I felt back then? This is what
This
I
is
felt
what you.
back then.
And Ravinder, with all that, how does that heartbreak? Because when we talk about ourselves in today's world, we definitely, what you are mentioning about heartbreak and breakup, these are two different things. What we go through on our daily lives is like we go through breakups. Okay, इससे breakup हुआ फिर दूसरा दूसरे से, but what you felt is like pure heartbreak. So we want to understand what went into your mind when you lost her, and how does it feel to lose someone you really love?
I remember holding this conversation with her sister, and we all sat in that room and we looked at the door, and then her sister said, because they have grown up with her, they felt like, I feel like she will again come from that room, but I know that she will not come. It just feels like she's going to come. It takes time to realize that that person is not there anymore. Uh, and then you deal with dreams. You start seeing her in your dream, and
Was it happening to
dreams-
you as well when all of that, like were you seeing dreams of her?
Yeah. All my life was all about her. I started seeing her in my dreams. There was, interestingly, those were the moments that she was alive, and I didn't know that she is no more in those dreams. And I was alive in my dream, and she's alive in the dream. In fact, in that very book, there is a dream sequence which has been written, and people have talked so much about it. I remember when I got the news, interestingly, I didn't cry the moment I got the news. I was in the bus. This was 4:30 in the morning. I got a call, and it was her father who said, she's no more. And all I said in that bus at 4:30 in the morning was, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. That's all I said. And I think my phone fell down. And now I'm waiting when the bus will reach my hometown. I will get down. I have to go back to my parents. I get down at 5:30. I reach Burla. Burla is a very small town in Odisha, in another district, Sambalpur. I get down there. I go 6:30. My mom and dad, they are waiting for me. They are about to ask me how is she doing, and much before they say, I just hold their hands and I make them sit and say, she's no more. And my dad starts crying. He breaks down miserably. I'm looking at my dad and I'm wondering why I haven't cried. Shock is the first thing that hits you. You don't cry, you are in shock. My mom was trying to make me comfortable. She made me tea and a toast and I ate it. And then because it was an overnight journey, my mom told me, now you can go to bed if you want to sleep. I slept. I wake up. I then make a call to my best friend who lives in Pune. I have to tell him. When I'm telling him is when I start crying.
Start crying.
And there is no end to these tears now. It it becomes so real that she's gone. And then comes a phase wherein you are worried that what will happen of your life now without this person. The whole idea of, do I have to reinvent this wheel? How do I find somebody again? How do I make that person? How do I fall in love? And what do I do of this love? Because I'm still in love. That person is gone suddenly, but I'm still in love. What to do of this love? That becomes a question. Maybe it's not the question with so many others. It was with me. And I think the reason I landed up pouring my heart out in that book was I was trying to find a way to deal with this love. What do I do with it? So let me write my love story with this love, because it is so dear to me that I want to tell the world that I fell in love with a girl who is no more, and I'm that guy who is still in love with this girl who is no more. And because I can't express my love, I can't hold her in my hands, I will write about it. I will write about my love story, because it is a story that needs to be told. It is my love story, and hence it's out of the world love story. I have to write it. So that was my way to survive and move on. So now when I look back, I don't cry. There is a smile on my lips, on my face, that I was there. I happened to fall in love with this girl who's no more, and I loved her to an extent that more than 1 million people have read that book by now, and they say that this is a damn good love story. Somebody loved, you don't, I mean, you can still cry that it's over, but I try to take that joy that it happened to me, that I experienced something so eternal that I thought to capture it in that particular book. The solace that I also take is that one day I will be gone from this world, but my love story is going to stay back for generations yet to come and read about it. Yeah.
When you're talking, I honestly, Ravinder, like when you're talking and you're telling me this story, and when I'm revisiting everything, it's just giving me goosebumps right now, because I can feel you when you talk about love, this is what you talk about love. This is how you talk about love. So I can feel what you are trying to convey, what you are trying to say. And people who have also gone through similar things, they might have definitely felt, I'm sure after reading your books, as you mentioned them, more than 1 million people have read your book. There might be DMs, messages, emails, sharing their stories.
Yeah.
If you've liked these shorter clips here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And to watch the full podcast of these same clips, you can go to our main channel and watch the whole podcast. Until then, see you.